From a zombie apocalypse all the way to huge sacrifices being made, anything is possible when an animated series taking place in an alternate universe is taken into consideration. However, beware, as everything you see there could become a reality you never expected to be within the live-action MCU. A change the Marvel Zombies could bring to the table moving forward, especially now that the whole multiverse concept is at large. The whole zombies concept has been widely regarded as one of the biggest changes the Marvel Universe in the comics has gone through. That is, if we are talking about the sudden and most unexpected changes. Of course, a concept that the Marvel Studios have adapted in its Disney Plus series, What If? And even though it served as one of the biggest plot lines in the first season, the fans were just as intrigued as the characters within the series, with the massive onslaught of events having as much of an impact as, let's say, the likes of Thanos' inevitable genocide of the universe in the live-action MCU. And with the whole What If project having that much of a success with its first season, two big announcements came. One, that we will be getting an annual season of the animated series, and two, seeing how the Zombies episode was accepted, with it being one of the most popular ones from all the episodes of the first season, we got the news of yet another animated series coming to Disney Plus in the form of Marvel Zombies. And the first signs about the series pointed out that we will be getting an even bigger and wider exploration of the whole zombies concept. Nothing concrete has been confirmed about the series, except for the logo of the series, and for the release date. Well, it will be coming soon. That is all we know for now, which could mean just about anything, given the schedule that Marvel Studios have on their hands, especially with the revival of the X-Men the Animated Series. We will probably have to wait a while before the series is released. The entire zombie event can be traced all the way back to its root in the Ultimate Universe within Marvel Comics canon, which takes place within a multiverse removed from the main continuity. A 5-issue comic miniseries that was published between 2005 and 2006. The idea has been revisited several times over, with the latest iteration of it in the Disney Plus animated series being one of the most stable ones, and one that will serve as the blueprint for the upcoming series, with it being the stepping stone for the events to come. As for the What If episode that showcased the zombies from the Marvel Universe, the plot involved several of the characters becoming zombies after Hank Pym discovered Janet Van Dyne had been infected by a virus in the quantum realm. And as every virus goes, Hank gets infected as well, who then passed on the virus to Scott, with everything snowballing into a full-fledged zombie apocalypse. Then Wasp and her crew have to get to Camp Lehigh in New Jersey in search of a cure that has reportedly been developed there. So after frightening off the zombie apocalypse along the way, the survivors board a train at Grand Central Station and go to the supposed safe haven. Unfortunately, the train runs out of fuel a short distance from Camp Lehigh, leaving the crew stranded and surrounded by zombies. In the thick of things, with no other clear option, Hope decides to take the matter into her own hands. Literally, she makes the ultimate sacrifice to help her friends escape. Taking a page out of Scott Lang's book, she grows to giant size and carries her friends through the hordes of zombies, putting the crew inside of the safe mounts within the camp. After which, she is overwhelmed and her giant body gets swarmed by the infected. At first thought of as just another alternate reality that will surely not get transported to the live-action MCU. To some extent, some details from the What If series were adopted in the MCU, with one most notable detail being the likes of Captain Carter, who made her debut in the latest Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie as a member of the Illuminati from Earth 838, with the character first being introduced in the animated series, where she was the one to get injected with the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers, like in the MCU. Hence, many of the changes that we might see in the Marvel Zombies animated series could make their way to the live-action MCU. So everything is possible, especially now that the multiverse is the name of the game of MCU's Phase 4. Changes that happened within the animated series saw Janet Van Dyne as the one to contract the virus from the quantum realm into Earth 616, something that could prove to be a thing in the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movie, with the zombies concept playing some type of a role in the bigger plot, which will see the debut of Kang the Conqueror. the most anticipated villain in all of the filming industry. Then, there's also the fact that the Avengers were able to make things even worse, as if a zombie apocalypse was not enough, with the thing that makes them unique, made their zombies version an even bigger problem for the others that were not turned yet. In the What If series, we also saw some heroes being killed off for the greater good. A prime example can be seen in the likes of the Winter Soldier, who had to kill Captain America. Yeah, we know that this is not awesome, but this kind of an interpretation can come up in the Marvel Zombie series that could potentially become a reality in the MCU, with one hero being forced to kill off a friend or a team member, if or when the time comes. And the last thing we want to touch upon is the fact that not only heroes got turned into zombies, but villains as well. The virus has no limits, which should spell disaster for the greater good. Zombie Thanos was a force to be reckoned with, who waited for our heroes in Wakanda. A character that has already been on the evil side of things made an even more ferocious opponent to come across, which could potentially be yet another segment that we could get to see in the Marvel Zombie series, with the series serving as the connection Marvel needs for an adaptation of that notion, which should not be a surprise, knowing full well that the series will dive deeper into things and us seeing more of the zombie apocalypse instead of just one episode. The origin of the virus came straight from the quantum realm, and even though it might be an unlikely thing to happen, we could be facing a fully fledged horror movie in the distance with the upcoming Marvel Zombies animated series concept of parallel worlds with only slight differences to take part in the live action, a risk that might arise at any given moment. The upcoming Ant-Man movie, as we said before, will not only continue Scott and Hope's adventures, but will also introduce a variant of Kang the Conqueror. Thus, if a zombie plague were to spread at this point in the time stream, and the fact of Kang being a conqueror, he could become infected himself and go on to infect the larger multiverse, with the stakes of the multiverse becoming even higher. And while it is highly unlikely that the plague will infect the main timeline of the MCU, there might be an alternate universe where the events of Marvel Zombies could be adapted into the live action to some extent, with the series itself being the first project to see it all happen, and for the whole thing to then be, to some extent, and with slight changes, a plot thread in the wider MCU. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the whole zombies concept? Do you think that the series has what it takes to go far and beyond what we have been able to see in the What If series regarding the zombies of the Marvel Universe? And if it was up to you, what are some of the changes you are expecting to take place within the animated series? But also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.